Today I'm going to be breaking down the top 3 best strategies you can use for trophy pushing here at Townhall 10 to 3-star any base. So the first and probably most obvious army we're going to be using is going to be Zap Dragons. For me, this has been the strategy I've gone to at Townhall 10 for the longest time. It's so easy to use. So let's jump in and we'll break it down. So the first thing we're going to be doing when we find a base to attack, whether this is even just a farming hit in a war or whether you're doing it in the brand new leagues, we're going to make sure we identify where those air defenses are. Now you'll see most bases like to have some sort of symmetrical air defense layout. If it's more of an anti 3-star base, which is really, all over the shop, you should still be able to line up your giant arrow with 2 of those air defenses, which is going to be the first job we do. So pick out 2 of those air defenses, then go ahead and match it up with a building on the outside of the base, which is going to be over on this right hand side. You can see we drop down our queen, we pop that ability, and we're going to take down 2 of those air defenses. Our next job is going to be taking down the remaining air defenses with those lightning spells, and the 3 remaining lightning spells are going to be used to take down one of those air sweepers that's pointing in the direction we are going to be attacking from. Now once that queen has used her ability, of course you have the giant doing a bit of protecting, but her job is pretty much done. If she dies, don't worry about it. The dragons, they're going to be the ones coming in with lots of firepower, and of course you have that stone slammer in there as well. Sometimes when I'm coming in with this particular attack, I do actually like to bring the stone slammer in from a slightly different area than I'm bringing in those dragons, because sometimes I find the stone slammer is doing damage before the dragons actually get there, so the dragons are just kind of flying behind it, not really picking up any particular value. It is very good though at tanking. You'll see we use that minion prince's ability in the center of the base. Typically you want to do that when you're in the heaviest part of the base, so when there's inferno towers, any archer towers, anything that's going to potentially cause you any grief, even enemy heroes. But you'll see right here, need I say more, this is in hard mode and we still absolutely crushed this base. Townhall 10 v Townhall 10, this by far is the strongest strategy, and actually this is my go-to strategy for hitting up against both Townhall 11s and Townhall 12s, but we do have 2 more armies, so we'll jump in and take a look at those as well. So the next army we're going to be looking at is a bit of a Queen Charge Pekka Smash army. It's a mishmash of 2 different strategies combined together. Typically Pekka Smash is going to be more of a spam based army, but we're actually going to be combining it with a bit of a Queen Charge in this particular one. Now, you don't need those pieces of equipment that we have on our queen. You can bring different pieces of equipment. The giant arrow, as always, is really strong at these lower town halls. However, if you do have these epic pieces of equipment leveled up, feel free to use them. So let's jump in and we'll take a look. So the first thing we're going to be doing with this strategy is bringing in that Queen Charge, and what you're looking to do here with that Queen Charge is clear out a couple of key things. The first thing we're looking to do is try to create a bit of a funnel. We're trying to push that queen into an area of the base that she can clear out fairly comfortably. Be aware of enemy heroes and single target infernos. Clan castle troops, of course, can sometimes be a potential threat as well. We do of course have potentially lots of support for the queen. We have the spells, the rage spell and the poison spell there as well, but main thing here, deal with that king first. Easy for us. We can then continue to push in here and move through onto that single target inferno, looking still to try and draw out those clan castle troops, which we do successfully do right there. Skeleton spells are going to be used to try and tank for that single target inferno. We do have a couple of them to hand. The invisibility spell protecting up our queen as well. Rage spell can come through, help you get through any of those enemy clan castle troops, as well as that poison spell. And once you're comfortable that you've done enough damage and created enough of a funnel on that right hand side of the base, you are pretty much set up here and you can get going with the next part of the attack, which is going to be the golem out in front to tank, wall wrecker, king, couple of Pekkas, and of course those all important bowlers. Now bowlers under a rage and a heal are exceptionally powerful. So what we're going to be doing is keeping a couple of those spells for when our troops get right into the core of the base. We can go ahead, pop that king ability like we do right here. It opens up all of those core compartments, and then we are pretty much set for a very easy 3-star. Even on this particular one, our Pekkas didn't even go into the base. You'll see we've got 2 of them walking around that left hand side. But the really good thing that I love about this strategy is because we're combining a queen charge with the kind of typical Pekka Smash army you would see, the queen is going to stay alive for the majority of the attack, if not the entire thing. And even if she does go down, those healers can just transfer over to the rest of your army. So it's a fantastic combination, which I actually do prefer to the typical armies you tend to see, the more spam based armies, let's say. But you guys can see just how strong, again, this one in hard mode, and we have completely crushed it. Not a problem for us at all. The most important thing to try and remember is when you're coming in with that queen charge, don't let her die. Use those rage spells, use the poisons, use the invisibility, use those skeleton spells, whatever you need to do to make sure you are protecting your queen, getting the value from her, and then smashing the rest of the base with those Pekkas, your king, the wall wrecker of course, and those bowlers. But let's jump in and take a look at the last example of one of these trophy pushing armies. And for that third and final example, we're going to be coming in with, again, a bit of a queen charge, but this time we're just bringing in those spam miners in behind. This for the longest time was probably one of the go-to farming armies, but without the queen charge. People used to just spam miners and it was incredibly powerful, even without much effort. But with that queen charge, it gives you just that little bit more added skill, and it helps if you do face against some of those higher town hall bases. You've got a bit more control with that queen charge. So let's jump in and we'll break this one down. So for the last example, we've got a bit more of a trophy pushing base that we might typically tend to see. And as with most queen charges, there's a couple of key things we're looking to do here. The first of which, clan castle troops. We are of course looking to take down the enemy clan castle troops. They are a pivotal part of defending against miners, so we do not want to leave them alive, because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be something like an E-Dragon or a dragon in there. So make sure we're getting our queen in there. We're going to use the invisibility spell, the rage spell, and the poison spell all in combination here to push our queen through to get her as much value as possible. Now the different thing between miners and hog riders, of course, miners are going to attack everything. That includes trash buildings, enemy heroes, skeleton spells, anything like that, or skeleton traps should I say, and the town hall itself. Whereas hog riders, of course, are solely defensive targeting troops. So bear that in mind when you're creating your funnel. King's going to be coming around the outside of the base. You can see him currently working up on that top right hand side, and we do actually currently have our own clan castle troops, which does include a furnace up at that 12 o'clock section of the base. Now in this particular one, this particular attacker decided they didn't need to bring a siege machine. If you do decide a siege machine is what you want to bring, which I would never recommend not bringing one, because of course a siege machine is going to give you a bit of added power. For me, my personal preference would be something like a stone slammer. It's going to give you a lot of value, and you could potentially use it to help create the funnel on the outside of the base anyway. And then inside it, I probably wouldn't bring a furnace. I would just bring some more hog riders even, or potentially miners. But if you want to do what we've done here, that's just dropping the furnace down on the outside of the base, basically acting like a siege barracks, because of course you can't get them at Townhall 10. But we're going to use all 4 of those heal spells pretty early. Honestly, we use a couple of them right at the start, then one in the middle, and one at the end. You can see that final one just wearing off right there, but pretty much all of our miners staying alive all the way through to the back end of this one. So a 3-star in hard mode without even needing a siege machine. An incredibly strong strategy to finish off this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. For me, if I had to pick between the 3, it would definitely be the Zap Dragons. It's probably the easiest to do, and dragons are really versatile against multiple different town hall levels. When you're attacking down, when you're attacking up, whatever it might be, they are very powerful. Links, of course, for all the armies in this video are down in the description below, so feel free to pick up whichever one you want to use, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.